Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Alabama State Capitol for what we believe to be, what we believe to be a very strategically significant announcement today. It's been a long time in coming. I'll talk a little bit about that in my remarks. But first, before we start, we've got a number of special guests that have been invited today. I'm going to attempt to recognize those special guests. So if I leave you off, just remember it wasn't my fault. I just wasn't given the name. I want to recognize Dan McCoy, the Vice President of Operations for Westwater Resources, State Representative Ed Oliver, Chad Odom, the Executive Director of Lake Martin Economic Development Alliance, Blake Hardwick, the Executive Director of the Energy Institute of Alabama. We have a number of the Coosa County Commissioners that are with us today. Mr. Mark Bentley, the Executive Director of the Alabama Clean Fuels Coalition. I saw Patrick Cagle, President of the Alabama Mining Association. Of course, my friend and fellow Cabinet member Kenneth Boswell, the Director of the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs, who we work in lockstep with on just about every economic development project. Thank you, Kenneth. I want to recognize Mr. Tony Smoke, the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Economic Development for Alabama Power, as well as Quentin Riggins, who is here as well, and Terry Smiley, also from Alabama Power. Lauren Lambiase, the Economic Development Project Manager for Alabama Power. I want to also recognize Taylor Williams, Governmental Affairs and Economic Development Manager for our other partner in Power, Power South Energy Cooperative. And I would like to also recognize the person at the Alabama Department of Commerce who worked on this project from the very early stages, Ms. April Gray. Thank you. We also have some guests here that are going to be speaking to us today, and I would like to recognize them first. Governor Kay Ivey is with us today. Thank you, Governor, for taking time to be here. Westwater President and CEO Chris Jones is with us today. State Senator Clyde Chambliss, Alexander City Mayor Woody Baird, and Coosa County Commission President Bertha McElraith. Well, here we are. I want to thank, first and foremost, Governor Ivey, as the governor of the state of Alabama, for being the leader who has established a vision early on about the vision of an Alabama that is providing great opportunity for its people, but also a state that is very forward-thinking in terms of our future energy security and the challenges that come with developing an infrastructure for green new energy technologies. Her leadership has created some of the lowest unemployment in our state's history, the highest numbers of people employed across our state, and has led the state of Alabama to a dramatic economic recovery rising out of the ashes of this pandemic. So it is my distinct pleasure to welcome Governor Ivey.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here with all of you to welcome Westwater Resources and Alabama Graphite Products to Sweet Home, Alabama. Thank you, Secretary Canfield, and the many partners who are here today. Chris Jones, President and CEO of Westwater Resources, I'm honored by your decision to make Alabama your home. I'd like to thank also the state of Alabama, local agencies, and industry recruiters for their collective effort in making today possible. Without you, we would not be here today. Because the production of graphite is in the best interest of the state's economic advancement, I have signed an agreement that will bring a first-of-its-kind graphite processing plant to Alexander City. Thank you, Mayor Ballard. Such an investment will designate Alabama as the home to the first large-scale producer of refined graphite in the United States. There's no doubt that the future of Alabama keeps growing brighter. Not only has the United States government declared graphite as a critical component to our nation's economy and national security, but this plant will make Alabama the national leader in graphite production. Alabama Graphite Products operation will encourage sustainable economic development and provide the citizens of Alexander City with about 100 well-paying jobs. Along with job expansion, the plant will benefit our 4 major auto plants by producing materials essential for electric vehicle batteries. Y'all, today is a reminder that Alabama is excelling within the ever-evolving technology and economic climate. Through Westwater's focus on clean, sustainable energy, we will be able to avoid using environment-damaging byproducts and focus on domestic production. And finally, all of the beneficial factors of this investment will continue to expand Alabama's manufacturing jobs. Well, we have persevered through a national pandemic over the past year. It is clear and very clearly evident that Alabama is open for business. So thank you, everyone, for your involvement in a profound effort to elevate the economy, workforce, and livelihood of Alabamians all across the state. Congratulations to all of you, and may God continue to bless the great state of Alabama.
Thank you so much, Governor Ivey. We appreciate those remarks and your leadership. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium a state senator who has been very engaged in this project. In fact, in its earliest days, in an earlier iteration, he was involved in this project. And so it's with great pleasure that I welcome Senator Clyde Chambliss.
Governor, Secretary Canfield, April, somewhere here, April Gray, the many people, commissioners, representatives, Representative Ed Oliver, who have worked tirelessly to help Coosa and Tallapoosa counties with one of their biggest needs, jobs. When I was first elected, that was the theme. Senator, we need jobs, we need jobs, we need to have new industry here. And not only are we able to announce this great industry today, but a leader in the industry, not just a run-of-the-mill somebody, a leader in the industry that's coming to Coosa and Tallapoosa counties to employ and to allow you to make a profit and to help those of us who are so dependent on these batteries. We need them, both in our cell phones all the way up to our vehicles and everything in between. And as the governor and the secretary and Director Boswell has indicated, whatever we need to do to help you be successful, that's what we want to do. And we welcome you here and look forward to working with you for many, many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Chambliss. Thank you very much. You know, nothing of this strategic importance happens without some effort and forethought. In September of 2017, Commerce began collaborating with the Alabama Battery Research Initiative, made up of Southern Research, the University of Alabama Huntsville, University of Alabama Birmingham, and the University of Alabama. We also worked with the private sector in this collaboration, including Mercedes and Hyundai, both companies in the forefront of investing in electric vehicle technologies. And we also worked with one of our important power partners, Alabama Power Company, in that endeavor. We were working to prepare for a series of discussions at that time at the Southeast Energy Conference. Then later in May of 2019, I had the pleasure of addressing Alabama's strategy, resources, and developing capabilities at the Securing 21st Century U.S. Supply Chains for EVs and Energy Storage Conference, which was held in our nation's capital. As these discussions grew in scale and magnitude, it was clear that Alabama was beginning to position itself to become a leader in this new technology. Whereas before, our nation has been almost solely dependent on this important mineral from China as its primary source, it became evident that we had to have that processing capability and the investment and job creation that goes along with it right here in good old USA. And why not Alabama? The project boosted with the introduction of Westwater Resources and Alabama Graphite entering the picture and making a strong commitment that ran parallel and in tandem with our vision for the state of Alabama. I am very happy to say that this project is timely and significant, and it is with great pleasure that I welcome the CEO of Westwater Resources and Alabama Graphite, a gentleman who I've come to enjoy getting to know along the way, CEO Chris Jones. Chris?
Honored to be here. Thanks to Governor Ivey, Senator Chambliss, Secretary Canfield, Mayor Baird, County Commissioner McElrath, the Coosa County Commission, Alexander City, and the Westwater Alabama Graphite's products team, some of which are with me here today, for making all of this possible. Our thanks also go out to the Lake Martin Area Economic Development Alliance for their hard work on this project. Our years-long vision for a battery graphite manufacturing plant is being realized. And we appreciate how the great work of all these parties has made this possible. This is the first battery graphite processing facility of its kind anywhere. We are proud to bring it to Alabama. Certainly, the Alabama Graphite Belt played a role, but it is the pro-business environment and the commitment to growing the state's economy and creating jobs here in Alabama that made the difference. To better serve our efforts, we have formed Alabama Graphite Products based here in Alabama to develop this business. We believe it is important to be part of the community here where jobs are created and careers are made. Being part of the community is living our core values. Safety, that means of each other, our environment, of the communities where we work, our assets, and our reputation. Cost management, effective use of our shareholders' resources, and a focus on first quartile cost performance. And integrity, the highest level of performance every day, improving our processes, and conservative promises well kept. Part of living our core values is utilizing environmentally sensitive processes for manufacturing our battery-grade graphite products. Our process is far safer for the environment than that used in China and other places. As many of you know, energy storage is becoming increasingly important, especially the batteries that power electric vehicles. This growing market needs graphite, and we plan to be the first integrated producer of graphite in the U.S. The first step in that process begins right here in Alabama with the construction of our processing plant near Kellyton, near Alabama's vibrant automobile manufacturing businesses. Alabama is truly open for business. We want to thank you all for creating this opportunity to contribute to the growth of Alabama and these communities. And we look forward to many years making Alabama the home of our battery graphite business. With that, our thanks. I'd like to hand it back to Secretary Canfield.
Thank you, Chris. Projects like this don't take place in a vacuum, and they don't take place just at the state level. Equally important is the partnership and the collaboration that takes place at the local and regional level. We have two of those leaders with us today, and I'm happy to welcome to the podium Mayor Baird.
Good morning. I'm honored to be here. The 1995 passage of the North American Free Trade Agreement signaled the beginning of the end of the South's booming textile industry, eventually taking with it Alexander City's own Russell Corporation, the most innovative, quality-driven textile firm in the world. Some 26 years later, it is my honor to stand before you today announcing the arrival of Westwater Resources and its subsidiary, Alabama Graphite, a firm which has developed a new technologically advanced and environmentally friendly method of refining raw graphite into its high-quality form needed to produce the batteries for today and the future. With Westwater's decision to locate here comes the first of what I believe will be many high-quality, high-paying jobs in top-tier industries. Alexander City's climate, location, and abundant natural resources make it a perfect location for large-scale development. Alexander City certainly not alone in this successful recruiting of Westwater Resources. I would like to personally thank Governor Ivey, State Representative Ed Oliver, the Tallapoosa County Commission, the Coosa County Commission, Director Greg Canfield and his staff at the Department of Commerce, Director Kenneth Boswell and his staff at ADECA, Director John Cooper and his staff at ALDOT, Commissioner Vernon Barnett and his staff at the Alabama Department of Revenue, the Lake Martin Economic Development Alliance, Russell Lands, and my staff at the city. Working together as a team has brought us here, and this is a key continue economic development in our area. It is now my pleasure to welcome Westwater Resources Chairman James Cryan, President and CEO Chris Jones, and the entire company to the Lake Martin area. We in Westwater have made significant commitments to bring the company here and will work together tirelessly to ensure its long-term success. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. Director Canfield.
Thank you, Mayor. And it is now my distinct honor to welcome to the podium Coosa County Commission President Bertha McElrath.
Good morning. Coosa County's graphite is what has created this economic development opportunity and is what has brought us together today. Economic development is about recruiting and selection. It takes team effort to be successful, and I'm excited about being part of a successful team. I want to thank Governor Kay Ivey and her team, Senator Clyde Chambliss, Representative Ed Oliver, and I want to thank one of the key stakeholders for their recruitment efforts, the Lake Martin Area Economic Development Alliance, the hard work of Executive Director Chad Odom, Director Denise Walls, and the Board of Directors under the leadership of Commissioner T.C. Coley. I want to thank Alexander City, our partner in the Lake Martin Area Economic Development and Industrial Park in Kellyton, Alabama, Mayor Baird, Council, President Buffy Cloven, and the rest of the Alexander City Council. Most importantly, I want to thank Coosa County Commission. Will you please stand? Thank you. And finally, I want to thank Westwater and its president and CEO, Chris Jones, for selecting our regional industrial park in Kellerton, Alabama. So on behalf of Coosa County Commission and its citizens, welcome to Coosa County. Thank you.
Thank you, Commission President. So, what a day. Alabama is stepping forward in partnership with Alabama Graphite and Westwater Resources in one of the most meaningful ways that can take place, and that is to begin the process of placing Alabama and the U.S. firmly with the foothold in having strategic minerals produced, refined, and ready for electrification of vehicles and all-important energy storage at the scale level for utilities right here in Alabama. So thank you. That concludes this conference.